The 13-year-old girl was dropped off at Radio City Music Hall by a friend as she wanted to attend the MTV Video Music Awards back in 2000, according to the lawsuit.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already.
All of this was uncovered during that raid on Diddy's Miami compound back in 2024.
It is a new hour here on Live Now from Fox, and we do have some breaking news that we want to bring to you. It was being reported by TMZ and now Fox News. We are learning that Jay-Z is accused of a 13-year-old girl. That is new in the Diddy lawsuit, and the new allegations are just coming out this evening. Jay-Z is being accused of a minor along with Diddy at a MTV VMAs after party back in 2000, according to documents obtained by Fox News Digital tonight. The lawsuit, which was initially filed back in October, was refiled tonight in New York by an anonymous accuser claiming Jay-Z, whose full name is Sean Carter, while Combs and Celebrity B watched. So that other celebrity was not named. Initially, the lawsuit stated Combs raped a minor while Celebrity A and Celebrity B watched. Carter was named as Celebrity A in the refiled lawsuit. Representatives for Jay-Z did not immediately respond to Fox News Digital request for comment. Combs and Carter allegedly, quote, took turns assaulting the minor, according to the lawsuit. Many others were present at the after party but did nothing to stop the assault, it alleges. The 13-year-old girl was dropped off at Radio City Music Hall by a friend as she wanted to attend the MTV Video Music Awards back in 2000, according to the lawsuit. In an attempt to gain entry to the venue, she began approaching limousine drivers waiting outside the celebrity-filled event. One of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed to work for Diddy, the lawsuit read. He told her that Combs liked younger girls and said that, quote, she fit what Diddy was looking for, not allowing her into the awards, but inviting her to an after party. The 13-year-old, quote, recognized many celebrities upon arrival at the party and was required to sign a non-disclosure agreement. However, she was not given a copy. Combs, who would have been 30 years old at the time, then allegedly attempted to force the girl to perform oral sex on him. He stopped after she hit him in the neck, according to the lawsuit here. So now Jay-Z being accused in this now 24 years ago of raping a 13-year-old alongside Diddy at an after party here. So these are the newest allegations rocking the music world this evening, and we wanted to bring that to your attention all right here on Live Now from Fox. Of course, we will continue to follow this major story as the Diddy saga continues, and now more celebrities getting caught up in it here. These new allegations rocking Hollywood and the music industry as we speak right now.
There's a buzz online about a new court leak that's catching everyone's attention. People are now talking about documents that reportedly link Jay-Z to Diddy's secret parties. The story is spreading fast and shaking things up, but it's still early and the full truth isn't clear. Yet people are watching closely to see what comes out next. And the conversation is only getting loud.
He used to hate Jay-Z. He hated Jay-Z enough when he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay-Z. This is back in the early 2000s. And one day, Asner, Kushner, Diddy, and myself went to a Nets game and we met Jay-Z. I've never been a Jay-Z fan, you know, like some of his music, the whole 9 yards. But when we went over to the, I think that was Prudential Center in Newark, and him and Puff met up, it was strange to me. Because I remember what Puff was trying to do. And then both of them, they was talking about something amongst each other, amongst all of us, and laughing and joking with each other. Then over the years, I see them giving garden parties. You understand what I'm saying? you could tell that the people in power had gave that reign to Diddy, and Jay was next in line. So to separate him, when in fact they may be two of the same, but because Jay-Z is low-key, that low-key sneaky shit, and Diddy is, and was rambunctious, you know, just out with it, it don't mean that they're not two of the same.
Nothing is confirmed yet, but people are talking because stories like this usually don't pop up without a reason. Many believe that Jay-Z and Diddy move in the same way and share the same mindset, which is why this is getting so much attention right now.
Will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're gonna make damn sure that we're right before we do that. But the names that we're gonna name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock.
The leaked info is heavy and it's making waves because it points to Jay-Z possibly being involved in some way. Even though it's all still alleged right now, it's got everyone asking big questions. People always felt like more names would eventually come up in this case, and now it's starting to happen.
On top of that, these two were connected to Aaliyah and R. Kelly, who were married when Aaliyah was only 15. Dame Dash, who co-founded Rockefeller Records with Jay-Z and dated Aaliyah when she was actually of age, said he thought it was morally wrong for Jay-Z to do a collab album with R. Kelly when he did. Dame said, "It's morally wrong to do a project with someone that we know my girl or anybody for that matter." He also said Jay-Z tried getting with Aaliyah too.
I guess Jay was trying to get at her as well, and I didn't know. And then it got brought up, and I was like, "F we are," but it never worked out for them, and we were both like trying to get at her. I kind of eased up, but then we ran into each other. It's a long story.
So you and Jay was both getting at Aaliyah. Obviously,
everybody was getting at her. Everybody was getting at Aaliyah, bro.
Right.
So there undoubtedly was some shady stuff going down in their circle, as both Diddy and R. Kelly were friends with Jay, and it's possible Jay knew some of the stuff that was going down. By 2007, Jay-Z and Diddy had been friends for a while, and at a performance at Screamfest, Diddy could be seen smacking Jay's butt a couple of times. Now, I personally don't think this holds that much weight in these theories like some other people do. Lots of friends tend to joke with each other like this, but to be fair, Diddy has been a little bit liberal in some of his jokes. However, 50 Cent took this as an opportunity, as he always does, to clown on the two. It's hard to say how good of friends Diddy and Jay-Z are, but they have been seen together hanging out over the years plenty, so it's safe to assume they are at the very least well acquainted. That's why when all of this news began coming out against Diddy lately, people pointed out how quiet Jay-Z was. Also, if you're unaware of what happened with Diddy somehow, I made a whole video on it, so you guys can check that out if you want to. But basically, Diddy was caught racketeering, essaying multiple people, and things along those lines. He was indicted and actually has over 100 lawsuits against him. So Jay-Z's silence on this matter has had a lot of people looking at him sideways. 50 Cent even made a joke about it, as he always does, on his Instagram saying, "Anybody seen Jay?" Puff said he ain't been answering his phone. He's commented more in interviews saying that people who aren't talking about it are probably scared because they were involved.
Alice Austin, this well-known music producer who dated Combs' ex Kim Porter, Britney Spears, of course, one of the most well-known pop stars of all time. To hear them there, Mina, that's not a surprise to you, right?
No, this is the lifestyle that Diddy lived. You know, he had parties, A-listers were at his parties. He was very well known. He had money. There's a charisma to him. He's the life of the party, right? He attracts people to him. We talked about this on the network. You don't become this larger than life mogul by not having some kind of charisma to you, people skills. So people of A-list stature were constantly around, and we're learning from the trial that they witnessed the but from what we're hearing, and to your point, they weren't necessarily a part of the sexual part of these parties, which is the freak-offs that lasted, some of them, up to 4 days, according to Cassie's testimony. What artist in their prime has 4 days to be locked up in a hotel, you know, participating in a freak-off? Certainly not Britney Spears, I'll tell you that. So it's one of those things where he was around a lot of artists, a lot of A-listers and celebrities, but a lot of them, from what I suspect, were not a part of these freak-offs. They might have maybe been aware of them or heard about them, but in terms of participation, we haven't seen one celebrity say, I've participated in a freak-off. I don't think we're ever going to hear that if they in fact did, to be honest.
And here's the thing, we don't know the witness.
Now, people are starting to wonder if Beyoncé and Jay-Z knew about Diddy's relationships and what was really happening behind the scenes. Some sources are saying they might have known more than they showed because they were often seen at private parties and events with Diddy over the years. Some even say they were close, but just being around doesn't always mean they knew everything. Still, the question is out there, and people are asking if these rumors are true. How much did they really know? Clips.
Cassie, so she's signed to Bad Boy Records, 19 years old. She had the hit single Me and You, 2006. She says she had a contract to do multiple albums, that Combs was in control of her career, her public image, her finances. And if you're thinking about sex and you're thinking about control and power and using force, fraud, coercion to induce somebody to do these things, to have celebrities around, right? Celebrities, you would think, oh my gosh, at such a young age, the connections I can make, stick with me, I can help you go places. Do you think this helps the prosecution's case the more they talk about the celebrities that was in his orbit?
Apparently, more details could drop soon, and people are watching closely as the buzz grows with more celebrities expected to be named in this trial. This is far from over, and everyone is waiting to see who might be linked.
Series of shocking pics released by the Department of Justice halfway through week 2 of Sean Diddy Combs' trial for sex trafficking and racketeering, charges he denies.
Even the judge has made mention of not wanting this to be a case sort of built on gossip, but really making sure that these jurors are hearing the meat and potatoes of what we're here for. And that's the criminal enterprise, racketeering, sex trafficking, and making sure that we're hearing information that somehow lead to all of those things.
All of this was uncovered during that raid on Diddy's Miami compound back in 2024. Firearms and ammo, bondage kits, sex toys, male performance enhancers, a plethora of stripper heels, an alarming amount of baby oil and lube, and all allegedly used in Diddy's so-called freak-offs.
A personal assistant, a former personal assistant of Sean Combs from 2007 to 2009, wrapped up his testimony today. And part of what he described is seeing Sean Combs, he says, frequently using because of these freak-offs. The personal assistant, sometimes he said he had to get supplies for the hotel. He said oftentimes the hotel would be under Sean Combs' alias, Frank Black, and that he had to provide underwear, clothing, applesauce, Jell-O, Fiji water. These were things that were expected to be in the room that Combs was used to having, that his personal assistant said he would provide. Also interesting to note, he said early on he would expense some of those things, the Jell-O and the Fiji water and things, on the Bad Boy account. But he said when it came to the Astroglide, the condoms, and things of that nature, he would get reimbursed in cash, almost as if there was no record of those types of things. And more specifically, when it came to the Astroglide, the condoms, and baby oil, he said he would be reimbursed in cash. I think so much of what came out of that civil lawsuit and these freak-offs and this idea that, again, Cassie Ventura saying she was forced into these situations and that she really didn't want to partake in them, even in her closing statement Friday saying, I would give the $20 million back if it meant I never had to take part in a freak-off. This is how she ended her testimony. So it is a big part of the case in reference to this notion that she was forced into it. And remember, the criminal enterprise and the racketeering, according to that indictment, is about him using force and threats and arson and all of these things, they said, for his sexual desires. So that's why I think a lot of what we're hearing are these details from escorts, from people who not just people that were taking part.
In the second week of Sean Diddy Combs' federal trial in Manhattan, the courtroom has been filled with heavy testimonies and serious allegations. The case focuses on charges of sex racketeering and conspiracy, with key witnesses stepping up and sharing details about the alleged misconduct that reportedly stretches over the past 20 years, as more evidence surfaces connected to his secret parties. This story is only getting deeper.
Day. He walked into the room, Diddy was alone, and he said he saw this. It was one wall was all windows, and Sean Combs was standing there staring out the window with his hands behind his back like a Marvel supervillain. They ended up talking about Cuddy's relationship with Cassie and how neither of them seemed to know that the other was actually dating her at the same time. Diddy denied any involvement in blowing up his car or setting it on flame. Now, the witness called after Kid Cudi is someone I've actually spoken with on this very show.
Of the most shocking and emotional moments of the week came from Grammy-winning rapper Kid Cudi, who took the stand and shared a terrifying story from 2012. He said someone firebombed his Porsche 911 by cutting through the convertible top and dropping. A Molotov cocktail inside the car went up in flames, and though no one was hurt, the experience left a deep emotional scar on Cudi that still stays with him today.
9 was a wild one in the criminal case against Sean Combs. The prosecution called rapper Kid Cudi to the stand, and he said Diddy was like some sort of Marvel supervillain when they finally came face to face. In just a moment, my legal experts and court insiders will break down what he and 4 other witnesses told the jury today alone, and if any of it is advancing the prosecution's racketeering case. The big bombshells? Kid Cudi said that he believes Diddy broke into his Hollywood home and was behind the torching of his Porsche after finding out that Cudi was dating Cassie Ventura. A makeup artist who worked for Diddy and Cassie testified that she saw signs of abuse and let Cassie stay in her own home after one violent encounter. And the manager of a hotel in Beverly Hills revealed records showing Diddy routinely trashed his hotel rooms. Now, about that Kid Cudi testimony, it was fiery, figuratively and of course, literally. He told the court that he started dating Cassie around 2011, and in December of that year, Cassie told him Diddy had found out about us. The same day, he said that he got a call from a Diddy employee who told him that Diddy was at his house. So Cudi, he went home, and he called Diddy on the way. He said it went something like this. I said, MFer, you in my house? And he was like, what's up? I was like, MFer, are you in my house? And he said, I just want to talk to you. I was like, I'm on my way over right now. He was like, I'm here. Now, when Cudi got home, no one actually was there. But he said his security cameras had been moved, angled away from where they were originally pointed before he left his home. Gifts from Chanel that he had for his family on the kitchen counter, they had been opened. And his dog, who normally roamed free around the house, was suddenly locked.
When Cudi confronted him, Diddy denied everything, but later, Cudi said Diddy came back and apologized, which left Cudi feeling even more confused and shaken, not knowing what to believe or how to process what really happened.
Let's jump the map now to New York, where rapper Kid Cudi, whose legal name is Scott Mescudi, just finished testifying in the sex trial of Sean Diddy Combs. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman reports from outside that courthouse on what he told the jurors about his relationship with Combs and his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura.
Rapper Kid Cudi testified today about 2 incidents that he alleges involved Sean Combs. One was a break-in that happened at his house. This was right after Cassie Ventura said that Combs had found out she and Kid Cudi were seeing each other. There was later an incident where his car caught on fire. A Molotov cocktail was thrown into his Porsche. Combs has denied taking part in that incident, but Kid Cudi said that at the time he realized that they needed to talk. He had ended his relationship with Cassie Ventura, but they all met at the Soho house, made amends. Cudi asked him about the car at the time, and Combs denied knowing anything about it. But Kid Cudi did say that years later, Combs apologized to him. We also heard from a former personal assistant of Combs, George Kaplan, who did not want to take the stand today. He made that clear to the jury. He said that he likes Combs and only came because he was subpoenaed. But he left his employment with Combs Enterprise after seeing a couple violent incidents, one involving Cassie Ventura on Combs' private jet, and another where he said Combs was throwing green apples at another girlfriend, Gina. He said that he just didn't feel that he could be around this type of violence and decided that was the last straw, and he had to leave a job that at the time he said was the most incredible experience he'd ever had. We're also hearing from a former makeup artist to Sean Combs and Cassie Ventura today, who has also publicly said that she witnessed Combs assaulting Ventura. back.
Diddy's team is expected to push back hard, likely challenging. The credibility of key witnesses and claiming the accusations are either blown out of proportion or not true at all. There's also growing attention on whether more celebrities will be named as the trial moves forward with new details and fresh rumors popping up every day. Public interest is rising fast, and if the testimony keeps getting bigger, this could turn into one of the most explosive celebrity trials the music world has ever seen, and the outcome could shift everything moving forward.